Aerodactyl is one of the best offensive Pokemon in Gen 3 OU, and one that I would recommend using if you're a beginner. Aerodactyl is defined by its massive 394 max speed. Alongside Jolteon, this is the fastest relevant speed tier in OU, not counting some uncommon fringe choices like Electrode and Ninjask. Aerodactyl has the rare ability to threaten almost anything in the metagame after it switches in. It outruns everything and has hard-hitting physical attacks for almost any situation. Because of this, Aerodactyl is a staple on many offensive teams. If your team has defensive holes and weaknesses to certain threats, Aerodactyl can make up for it. Every time one of your Pokemon faints, you get a free switch into Aerodactyl, which generates an enormous amount of offensive momentum, sometimes even enough to make up for the Pokemon you just lost. Aerodactyl is particularly effective in conjunction with Spikes. Aerodactyl will often force in rock resistances or other physically defensive Pokemon, and the majority of these Pokemon are weak to Spikes. By inviting in these important defensive walls, Aerodactyl guarantees that they take Spike's chip damage, paving the way for something else on your team to clean up. Aerodactyl is very commonly used alongside Tyranitar, and the two have a very effective offensive synergy. If Spikes are on the field, both of these Pokemon are able to lure in and force Spike's chip damage on the same important enemies like Swampert or Metagross. This is a very common offensive strategy called Rock Spam, which aims to lure in rock resistances, chip them down, and eventually overwhelm the enemy. I recently did a live stream where I took a look at replays from subscribers that are new to Gen 3 OU, giving them some advice on decision making and team building. This replay from the new player LuichoX is a great example of a rock spam Spikes team that uses Aerodactyl to gain offensive momentum and force Spikes chip damage on important walls to enable a Dragon Dance Tyranitar sweep. LuichoX also did a good job of applying pressure to the rapid spinner, Starmie, wearing it down over the course of the game, which allowed Skarmory to eventually make Spikes freely and enable the Aerodactyl plus Tyranitar game plan. I'd like to share this replay with all of you, as I think it demonstrates a lot of Gen 3 OU's fundamental principles, and is a great example of how Spikes are used to win games, how to play patiently and set up for your offensive threats, and how Aerodactyl generates momentum and enables offense. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to be notified of when I go live in the future, where I'll do more educational Gen 3 OU content just like this. Thank you. Alright, let me take a look at this game from, I think it was Luicho is the submitter. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these. I'm getting a lot of submissions now, folks. Thank you all for the gaming there. Okay, goes for Whirlwind, turn 1. I think this is a sample team that uses Whirlwind. You shouldn't use Whirlwind anymore, because you can just use Raw. In Gen 3, on Skarmory, using Whirlwind and Drill Peck together is illegal. So if you use Whirlwind, they know that you don't have Drill Peck, which is bad for you, because it reveals information. The reason that this has Whirlwind is because there used to be Mr. Mime in the metagame, who has Soundproof, so it's immune to Raw. So you could make Mr. Mime switch out, but now Soundproof is banned from Gen 3, so there's no reason not to use Raw. Because now they just know you don't have Drill Peck, which is a disadvantage. Whirlwinding on turn 1 is not a bad play, because you scout their team a little bit. You can check if they have Magneton as well. Toxic is dangerous. Whirlwind is actually defensible a little bit there. And Hydro Pump's the right thing to click there in case they HP Grass you, because if they HP Grass, they put you into Torrent range. Swampert has the ability Torrent, so at 1/3 or less of health, water moves deal 1.5 times more damage, so therefore this will just one-hit Tyranitar, even if it has a lot of HP. So that was it sucks to lose so much health on Swampert, but it's not a bad trade, and you can probably protect and chip heal up. You have a Metagross to answer, but you have a Skarmory full health. I think that was a good play. Jirachi's not a bad switch in. You took a lot of damage, so it must be some offensive Jirachi. That is such a... I really hate that Thunder Wave, because you could easily have Thunderbolt. That was pretty dangerous. But I guess they can live it and recover up and stuff. Even this paralyzed Jirachi is pretty threatening right now. You can Ice Punch this for good damage. They can Leech Seed you there. You're getting a bit unlucky. They can just Subseed. So you have to exit here. I would just go Scam and make a spike right here. You do go Scam, nice. Whirlwind is okay here too. In case you're frightened of Magneton. That's the only thing. Yeah, Whirlwind's fine. I think you should try to get a spike here though, because it just threatens everything. Nice Toxic, actually. This could have been a big threat. Especially because your Swampet's low, so if it's a DD Salamence, it can easily break through Swampert. At this point, they probably don't have Magneton, based on how they're playing. Because they've had many opportunities to potentially go Magneton. Now you go Tyranitar. You've got to be careful of Brick Break here. They could easily have Brick Break, so you should probably get out of here. Oh, they didn't have it. But you played around it anyway. Nice. Nice work. I like that Skarmory switch. I think right there you should have made a spike. But that's okay. That's fine. You spam in Whirlwind. You can Toxic this. Or you make a spike here. And you spin block. That was actually nice. So right here, Bulky Starmie can live Thunderbolt. And Thunder Wave you also. So it's a bit dangerous. You could Explode. Explode is not a bad play there, because it just eliminates Starmie and you keep your spike. But you also might want to keep a Gengar. Even paralyzed Gengar is pretty useful. And now you want to, it's pretty likely he goes Starmie right here, because Whirlwind would actually be an epic play, because the Starmie would take a spike, and then you Whirlwind them out, and next time they come in, they actually die from spike plus sand. So if you Whirlwind here, you're a gamer. Oh, unlucky outcome. Now they Leech Seed back up. That kind of sucks. And they can recover here. A gamer play right there is actually Toxic, because they're forced to recover. So, if they Surf, they're taking Toxic, Spike. They're taking, sorry, Toxic and Sand. They Leech Seed up, but it's not good. And you don't even die. So I think Toxic is actually a good play here, because they're probably going to recover. And then after they recover and they're Toxic, you go Gengar, block Rapid Spin, and they're taking a lot of chip damage. You're maintaining the Spike. Oh, so dangerous to stay. Although, no, it's not that dangerous, sorry. The Celebi's fully revealed. You do take chip though, which is maybe inadvisable, because this is important to spin block. That 12% chip could add up. Making spikes is epic there. Oh, this Celebi is horrendous. Can't hit a Leech Seed for its life. What a terrible Celebi. It has not hit a single Leech Seed in the past million years. What's going on? And this Aerodactyl is insanely well positioned. If you Earthquake here, you're better than me and everyone else. You didn't do it. But that's still great. That's the strength of Aerodactyl, folks. If you want some proof Aerodactyl's good. Because, even going to a Resist is bad for you. Metagross is probably the best switch in ever to Rock Slide. It still took this much, you know? Aerodactyl makes, with spikes up. Everything that resists Rock is weak to spikes except like Flygon. Nice Whirlwind. You didn't get Starmie in either. That's good for you. Oh no, might be a... This is a rough spot because this guy wished, so... Part of you probably wants to Whirlwind and prevent Starmie from wishing all the way back to full. But then they also threaten Flamethrower, so this is kind of a rough spot to be in. And that is actually... I actually think going Aero was a really good play. That Dragon Claw is, not only is it a random set option, it also wouldn't have killed. And Aero would cover both Salamence staying and this dude going Starmie. So that was really unlucky. But it's okay, you're still in an amazing position. So this is an example, folks, of rock spam, because see how Aerodactyl and Tyranitar support each other? Aerodactyl forced this Metagross in, did the rock slide on it, and then it's taking spikes again next time. Now Tyranitar can actually beat it, because it's chipped enough. And Tyranitar threatens like everything here. This is getting HP bugged. I don't know why he doesn't go Salamence. He should go Salamence. This guy's throwing. You have to go Salamence and Intimidate. And that's a win. That was overall pretty well played. But there's a couple moments you could have spiked. A couple dangerous plays. Overall, not bad. And I like the team too. I don't know if this is a sample team or what, but this is a pretty good team. You could do well with this team. This is not a sample team, but it's a decent team. I think maybe the Jirachi is a little bit out of place, but like a sub-CM Jirachi could work here. More players are starting to use Jirachi on teams like this, like offensive spike squads. You've got the T-Tar Aero, very simple but effective synergy. T-Tar plus Aero, can't go wrong.
Become a patron to appear on this good and funny end screen, alongside your favorite Pokemon.
The money got different, cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
Oh, it's
cause of what I'm
Magneton!
spending.
Oh,
The money
KO
got
by one
different,
hit! It's
cause
scattered
of what I'm
spikes!
spending. The money got different.